do you practice chord arpeggios? And how do you use them in your playing? And how important are they for non-chordal instruments to learn?
I mean, when you're playing with an instrument, another instrument, or a group of instruments, chances are good that they're playing chords. So if you're playing, let's say, in a rock band with a guitar player and maybe even a piano player and a bass player, all the chord tones are being represented in that. And as a instrumentalist that can only play one note at a time, usually, and we won't get into multiphonics, but you know, if you're playing one note at a time, outlining the chord is a great way to improvise over a chord or come up with a melody over a chord. And you know, getting to know the arpeggios is a great way to learn your scales and help increase the range and the flexibility on, you know, in any key. And you know, so going up and down the arpeggios, very, very helpful. It's basically that's the language right there that's being used. They play the arpeggio, you want to use that. You know, you don't want to avoid the arpeggio because it's such a foundational part of harmony. So yeah, playing arpeggios is a great way, and you could do, if you're just doing one octave, you know. Just adding the arpeggio at the end.
When you do that, are you thinking of the scale number, 1, 3, 5, 8, or are you thinking FACF? Or both?
It's been such a long time since I had to really think about that. It really depends on what you want to, knowing the pattern, you know, like when I teach my jazz band students, you know, improvisation, we talk about how scales are built and what they're formed out of, half steps and whole steps and stuff. But we talk about, I relate everything to the major scale, and so knowing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and whatever key you're in, and then 1, 3, 5, 8, 5, 3, 1. Knowing that is very important because then we can learn how to do a minor scale off of that. We can learn how to do a dominant scale off of that. You know, and so yeah, I'm thinking foundationally numbers because that's what everything can relate to, and then you just change the letters for the scale that you're in. So then you're thinking, okay, every other note, G, B, D, and then what I started on again, G, but up an octave, G, D, B, G, you know? And so, you know, doing that in all 12 keys is basically the best way to learn the arpeggios.
Right.